number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 679, with 5 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 7 additional cases were reported, with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Colin Kushner. It's Tuesday, October 26th. An advisory panel with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration voted in favor of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11 today. The endorsement comes with a unanimous vote with one abstention. A previous study of elementary students found the kid-sized doses are about 91% effective at preventing symptomatic infection. The young children are receiving 1/3 of the dose given to teens and adults. Last week, reviewers with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration performed a preliminary analysis saying that protection would, quote, clearly outweigh the risk of a very rare side effect in almost all scenarios of the pandemic. Now, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will have to decide whether to recommend the shots and determine which 5 to 11-year-olds should get them. While children are at lower risk of severe COVID-19 compared to older individuals, those in this lower age group still faced substantial illness, leading to more than 8,300 hospitalizations. About 1/3 of those cases required intensive care, and close to 100 of those kids have died. California is struggling to enforce its vaccine mandate to state workers, and state-run facilities are lagging behind on testing the unvaccinated employees. This comes 3 months after Governor Gavin Newsom required state employees to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 or get tested every week. Less than 1/3 of workers at the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection are fully protected, while 6,700 are either not vaccinated or did not provide vaccine status. CAL FIRE shared that it is testing only 75 employees. 59% of the workers at the Department of Motor Vehicles are fully vaccinated, and a DMV spokesperson says only 411 of the 3,600 unvaccinated staffers are tested weekly at offices across the state. And a little more than half of the state's 10,000 California Highway Patrol employees have provided proof of vaccination. According to data received by the California Department of Human Resources, only about 59,000 of the unvaccinated state employees were tested as required during the first week of October. Public health officials warn that coronavirus cases can climb again if residents are not vigilant in protecting against transmission. The U.S. reached its latest COVID-19 milestone on Friday, 700,000 deaths. This death toll is larger than the population of Boston. It took the country 3.5 months to go from 600 to 700,000 deaths, and it was largely driven by the highly contagious Delta variant. Well, the variant is finally slowing down. Cases and hospitalizations are dropping nationwide. New cases are at about 112,000 a day on average, about 1/3 less compared to 2.5 weeks ago, and the number of those hospitalized with COVID-19 fell to around 75,000 compared to more than 93,000 in early September. But public health officials worry that the cold winter months may lead to another surge as the flu season arrives and more people spend time indoors where the coronavirus has a higher chance of spreading. About 70 million Americans remain unvaccinated, even though COVID-19 vaccines have been available for nearly half a year. Public health officials remind everyone to get both the flu shot and the coronavirus vaccine, both at the same time if possible, to help prevent another surge. The newest iPhone software update makes it even easier to save your COVID-19 vaccination card digitally. Apple released its iOS 15.1 on Monday, which brings several new features to the smartphone, including adding a digital vaccination card to the Apple Wallet. The feature is an improvement from previous solutions. It does not require a third-party app, and the vaccine card is digitally signed, which means other apps can verify its authenticity. This could come in handy if you're flying and the airline wants to verify your vaccination status instantly. You can add the card by making sure your iPhone is updated to iOS 15.1. From there, you're going to go to Settings, General, Software Update, and go through the guided steps. Then log on to California's digital COVID-19 vaccine record portal, fill out the form, and follow instructions there as well to get your digital QR code and vaccine record onto your Apple Wallet. The CDC extended its COVID-19 health rules for cruise lines to mid-January. That's 3 more months where cruise ships are obligated to set sail with a conditional sailing order. The CDC says the extension makes only minor modifications to rules that are already in effect. After January 15th, the agency plans to move to a voluntary program where cruise companies can detect and control the spread of COVID-19 on their ships. The CDC initially imposed the no-sail order on cruise lines in March of 2020, then issued technical guidelines for the industry 5 months later, and eventually began approving trial sailings this spring. Cruises began sailing from Florida and other parts of the country since then, and the first cruise from Long Beach took place this past weekend. The city of Carson declared a state of emergency due to the foul odor coming from the Dominguez Channel. High levels of hydrogen sulfide gas found in the decaying material at the bottom of the channel has plagued the city for weeks, and the bad smell even displaced about 900 residents. Earlier this month, Carson City Council declared the stench a public health nuisance, but assured residents that it did not lead to long-term health issues. People have been reporting nausea, constant headaches, and other symptoms from the smell. A reimbursement program is available for air filters and hotel stays. And a virtual town hall will take place tomorrow where the public can ask questions and learn more from LA County officials about the latest developments regarding this situation. The meeting starts at 5:30 p.m. and will be streamed live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Los Angeles and Long Beach ports will soon begin fining shipping companies for having cargo containers stay parked too long in the marine terminals. In an effort to ease congestion at the nation's busiest port complex, arriving containers scheduled to be moved by trucks will be allowed to stay for 9 days before fines start accruing. Containers set to move by rail will be allowed to stay at the port for just 3 days. After that, ocean carriers will be charged $100 per container. The fines will increase in $100 increments per container per day. It's the latest step aimed at alleviating the logjam of cargo ships that has interrupted the global supply chain. The backup, has been so bad, it even prompted the Biden administration to allow the port complex to operate 24 hours a day to try to move goods and get products unloaded and out to customers. Nearly 40% of all shipping containers entering the U.S. come through the Los Angeles and Long Beach ports. Implementation of new fees begin on Monday, November 1st. California may have given away close to $20 billion to criminals in the form of fraudulent unemployment benefits. California state officials confirmed during an oversight hearing Monday that close to $810 million in benefits were distributed in the names of people who were in prison, including dozens of inmates on death row. Governor Gavin Newsom's office assured state lawmakers that the unemployment fraud is under control now, and the Employment Development Director, Rita Saines, says the state has implemented a new identity verification software and that along with other preventative measures has stopped an estimated $120 billion in fraudulent attempts. Saines says that the level of fraud during the pandemic is an anomaly, a criminal assault on the unemployment insurance program across the country. Since the start of the pandemic, nearly 25.5 million claims were submitted. That's close to 4 times as much as the combined worst 2 years of the Great Recession, which took place a decade ago. Newsom's administration hired former U.S. Attorney McGregor Scott to help prosecute criminals as investigations are still ongoing. The EDD is also working on a new system that will deposit unemployment benefits directly to people's bank accounts instead of sending them a check or debit card in the mail, which is more susceptible to fraud. The city of Torrance celebrated the start of a new company today with a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
We're actually very proud to be rededicating this as a new beginning for a company with a very storied history. We started out as Hughes, went through a number of transitions, and today we're Stellant Systems. We're one of the largest employers in the city of Torrance. We've had a great run here, and we look forward to a long and continued partnership with the city of Torrance.
I myself is a former employee of Hughes Aircraft. When this building was first erected many years ago, for a company like Stellant to stay in Torrance is huge. That means they believe there's future here. There's future to continue to provide a great product for our nation, for national defense.
Stellant Systems, located at 3100 Lomita Boulevard, is a market-leading provider of radio frequency amplification products for the space, electronic warfare, radar, medical, scientific, and industrial end markets. The company designs and assembles traveling wave tubes, or TWTs, nano microwave power modules, or NPMs, and other related subsystems. It is the only provider of space-qualified TWTs. The company has more than 800 employees across 3 facilities, including this one right here in Torrance. Torrance City Council members head back inside the chambers tonight to conduct city business. Among the agenda items to be discussed are proclamations declaring November 7th through the 13th as Military Veterans Appreciation Week and the month of November as Torrance Education Foundation Month here in the city of Torrance. Then the Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation will recognize the city as a finalist in the running to win the 2021 Most Business-Friendly City distinction. The LA EDC hosts the Eddie Awards, dinner, gala, and ceremony to celebrate exceptional public and private leadership and those who've demonstrated outstanding contributions to economic development. The awards ceremony takes place at SoFi Stadium on Wednesday, November 10th. That's in just 2 weeks. Then the Office of Economic Development will present its quarterly update to share the city's latest efforts to help existing businesses grow, attract new investments, strengthen infrastructure, and improve the local economy. These items and much more will be discussed beginning at 6:30 p.m. sharp. You can watch the meeting live on our website, YouTube, Facebook, and live right here on City Cable. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. A new gathering place will be celebrated in North Torrance thanks to the North Torrance Neighborhood Association in partnership with the South Bay Association of Realtors, the City of Torrance, and our Public Works Department, along with Sunflower Farms Nursery. The unveiling of the newly beautified space takes place tomorrow at 4 p.m. at 180th Place and Yukon Avenue. The community is invited to come out and meet neighbors along with students and faculty from North High School and Edison Elementary School. Thanks to the placemaking grant, which helps to create new parks, plazas, parklets, and community gardens, the North Torrance community will be able to enjoy this new gathering space very soon. What a great way to bring the community together. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at COVID-19 today at torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Christine Lee brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.